Hey guys, this is Names and Numbers. We got Skylar on the bottom, we got Aaron on the bottom, then we got Dave on the top, and then we got me, Tom. In this episode, we're going to discuss the possible turmoil in Green Bay with Aaron Rodgers from this most recent draft. So, if anyone didn't know, Green Bay traded their pick at 30 and their 136th pick to Miami to acquire the 26th pick to take Jordan Love. So in this episode, we're just going to have an open discussion. So I'm just going to say I think it was shocking that Green Bay decided to trade up, or it's shocking to take a quarterback in the first round as well as to trade up. I don't know what you guys think, but
Well, Dave, my view on this is that Aaron Rodgers has got 2 more years in Green Bay. Then the dead money will come off if they trade him, and they'll get him out of there. They'll bring in Jordan Love. He'll be the starting quarterback. And just so you guys know, I already did a simulation of this in Madden, and that's how it's going down, all right?
It has
The
been
simulation
provided the answer.
It is decided. Yeah. I mean, when you really think about it, like, I can see what they're going for. Like, exactly. I think they're trying to get, 2 really good years out of Aaron Rodgers and then trade him on his 3rd year left on the contract. I couldn't agree more. I think they're trying to take him off. They're trying to motivate him. And they're trying to do the whole switcheroo. Like, they're trying to go from one great quarterback to another. They think Jordan Love is a raw quarterback that needs time. He's a project, but he can develop into a great QB like Aaron Rodgers was when Brett Favre was like retiring over and over again. They're trying to be proactive. They got Aaron Rodgers to sit for 2 years, and then he took over. So I can see what they're trying to do. I don't think they had to trade up to get him, but they did. He's their guy. They have Aaron Rodgers, the top 5 current quarterback, for 2 more years, 3 if they want to keep him. And then I think they're going to trade him. I don't think he's going to go anywhere in the NFC. I think they're going to trade him to the AFC if they're smart. They do trade him. It'd be cool to see him go to an NFC team and face the Packers in the playoffs, kind of like Brett Favre did when he went to the Vikings. He had to face the Green Bay Packers. That'd be cool to see, but I think if they're smart, if they trade him after 2 years, he'll go to AFC team so he doesn't haunt them.
Yeah, man, you got to go to the Jets and then to the Vikings.
yeah.
Yeah, right. Jets and Vikings. Yep.
History repeats itself.
Just gonna follow Brett Favre's trail.
Yeah.
Yep.
The thing is, I don't understand is that why are they so worried about getting a quarterback right now? Aaron Rodgers, has 4 years left on his contract?
Yeah.
3?
About 3.
Okay. Well, just wait another season and then get another prospect, because I feel like there's going to be another prospect that's similar to Jordan Love where he's raw and needs some time to work. You've never given Aaron Rodgers a first-round skilled draft position to throw to. I saw a stat, and I think Aaron Rodgers has 1 touchdown pass to a first rounder that Green Bay actually selected. And there's all these other top QBs that have all these crazy numbers because they, the teams actually draft for them. And I feel like that the new head coach is trying to make a power statement with this, which I don't understand why. I think he's trying to make it more of a run offense. And I don't know if he's seen any footage, but Aaron Rodgers is a pretty good passer. So I feel like they're doing him kind of dirty. And if I was Aaron Rodgers, I'd be really pissed, and I would want out now. I would want to go to San Fran. I know in San Fran there's been speculations of the head coach as well as the GM not having faith in Jimmy G, not having him throw in certain scenarios because the run was working. But yeah, in that Super Bowl appearance, I feel like Jimmy G was just really nervous the whole game. Didn't have that poise that, you see these other quarterbacks have, like Drew Brees, or even really Tom Brady, stuff like that. He just seemed shook. They don't seem like they have confidence in him. I feel like as Aaron Rodgers, California kid, always wanted to play for San Fran. That would be a good spot for him. I would honestly want out at this point because there's been so many years where they just passed up on picking a wide receiver for Aaron Rodgers in the first round. They clearly don't care for him.
I think Aaron came out and said it. He is like 15 years since he's selected like a skill position in the first round of the draft.
Yeah, and it's sad.
Yeah,
that's what bummed me out the most because I love Aaron Rodgers and I think he's a great quarterback. You guys know I pick him like first overall every time when we do our fantasy drafts. I always put Aaron Rodgers. This year. But so like that was the biggest thing. Like if they're trying to get a quarterback like Jordan Love so that they can, after Aaron Rodgers 2 years, 3 years is up, that they get rid of him and they put Jordan Love in. Jordan Love's being mentored or whatever by Aaron Rodgers. Like if you're trying to compete in the playoffs and potentially a Super Bowl in the next year or two, that wasn't a good move. You should have gotten a first round, highly skilled wide receiver or a highly skilled defensive player to strengthen up the defense.
Right.
I just don't see the point. Like I understand what the path is, but I just don't see that was a good idea.
Yeah, I mean, if this was like 5 years ago, then maybe because Aaron Rodgers has kind of made the offense. They haven't had an amazing wide receiver group his entire time, pretty much in Green Bay. They've had one receiver at a time, really. There's Devontae Adams or they didn't really have a big group of receivers that can, if their top receiver is getting doubled, he doesn't have anyone else to pass to. He always had to create it. So I could see if it was back then, they'd say, well, he can still create those matchups, can create those open looks to still move that offense. But if you've seen the last couple of years, granted he was injured 2 years ago, but this past year he hasn't really been able to do that. He's starting to get old and starting to decline a little bit.
Yeah.
So with that being said, before when he could do that, they needed to have a good defense, and they had a terrible defense and gave up over 30 points a game in all their playoff losses. And then now when he actually needs the help, now they just are buffing up the defense, which is good. You still need that top defense to get to the Super Bowl and win it, but he also needs some help on the outside because Devontae Adams can't do it all by himself.
He needs some weapons.
Yeah.
I mean, they were just in the NFC Championship game last year. Like
they got waxed.
They got waxed.
They got freaking destroyed.
It's one game, and I know that those games really count, but they still made it to the NFC Championship game. So it's like they're pretty close. Based off that game, they don't seem like they're close, but it's like
that's why I said, like, if you're trying to compete, like last year you went to the championship and you got your ass kicked. But so if they provided him with more, next season they could be literally in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And there's speculation. Sorry.
No, you're good. I was just saying that it's not even like the backup they'd be using. It's kind of like with Wentz in Philadelphia, where you're going to bring in Jalen Hurts, who can be kind of a scrambling quarterback and kind of do some stuff. Or like with the Saints, what the Saints do. Because with Jordan Love is pretty much the same skill set. He's a pocket passer. It's not like he can do anything really different with it. It's not like he can run with the ball. I mean, he's an athletic quarterback, but he's not just a scrambler like kind of Jalen Hurts is known for, being a good runner. So I don't. There's kind of you can't use them both in the same set.
Right. There's no package for Jordan Love.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah. So I think we should all just say our predictions of the future of Aaron Rodgers. So I'll just start. I say at most 2 years, Aaron Rodgers will be at Green Bay. I think he'll be at an NFC team, and I think it's probably going to be San Francisco. Speculation, I don't think that Jimmy G is going to have a good season next season or this upcoming season. And the fact that people do say that Aaron Rodgers is not open to mentoring younger players in his same position, I'm not going to speak on that because I feel like the media blows everything up. But if I was in his situation, I really wouldn't have the drive to mentor somebody at this point when you drafted somebody in the first round and you traded up to get them. So I feel like 2 years max at Green Bay, and then he's going to be probably maybe with the 49ers.
Dave.
Right. Well, yeah. Right now, it seems like the Green Bay Packers are just like so caught up on the fact that the 49ers beat them by running the football. They have like really good offensive lines, really good defensive linemen, and they have like solid running backs. So right now, I think they are trying to win now, and they think like running the football is the best way to do that. And Tom, to your point, I think that's just going to take Aaron Rodgers off because he can still play. But I think he's going to be a good soldier. I think he's going to stay there for 2 years. Then he's going to request a trade with 1 year on the contract, and I think the Packers will do that to get something out of it. And I think, it's hard to predict the future, especially 3 years from now, but I think the Raiders will take Aaron Rodgers at that point. Interesting. So that'd be exciting. John Gruden and Aaron Rodgers on the sideline. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. It's good.
So yeah, I kind of the same thing with like the future of Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay. Probably at most like 3 years. More likely probably only 2, and then he'll just ask for a trade and then they'll send them somewhere. With Love coming in, I know that Brett Favre gave Aaron Rodgers a ton of shit, was kind of a complete asshole when they drafted Rodgers. And I can kind of see where that comes from because it's kind of hard being told that, well, here's this guy and he's coming in. You know what he's coming in for. He's coming in to take your job. And it's kind of hard to ask him to mentor that person who is going to take your job. So I hope that Aaron Rodgers doesn't just kind of do the same thing that was done to him. I kind of hope that he does mentor Love a little bit. I know it's going to be hard for him, but, you got to develop the future of the game. And if that's what it is, then then you have to develop, those guys coming in. So I kind of hope he does, but, I just wish the best for him.
Yeah, to your point. Yeah, I heard stories that like Brett Favre didn't even call Aaron Rodgers. Like when Aaron Rodgers won that Super Bowl, Brett Favre didn't even call, and he was kind of sour grapes with him. And I guess Aaron Rodgers did call Jordan Love, so that's a good start. He actually gave him a call, so that's cool. But yeah, if I was Aaron, I'd be pretty tight.
And you can't blame Jordan Love because he can't control where he goes.
Not his fault.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Yeah.
He's just trying to get his chance, his opportunity.
Right. Yeah, you might not like the pick, but like you got to respect the person.
Yeah. Aaron, what you got? What do you think?
Yeah, I think Rodgers will be on the Packers another 2 years, this season and next season. And then after that, he's going to demand a trade out of there. And they're not going to keep him in the NFC. They're going to probably move him over to the AFC, so hopefully they don't have to see him. And I see the Colts actually as an opportunity for him, with Philip Rivers only on the 1 year for this upcoming season, and then they'll probably go back to Brissett for a season. And that team is set to contend with a quality quarterback, so I see him end up going to the Colts.
Good pick.
Ooh,
Yeah,
good prediction.
Rodgers.
Rodgers.
And Rodgers. I mean, there's speculation that he could possibly go to the Bears. And it'd be really funny because he has all those commercials at State Farm with the Bears fans. So if that happens, they're definitely going to have to make a commercial with him if he's ever a Bear, make another one for those guys.
Discount double check.
I would love to see him in the 49ers uniform. Like he's always wanted to play for them, and they've had his number. They've been kicking his butt like the last few years. So it'd be crazy. Like if he can't beat them, he actually joined them. That'd be insane.
Yeah. Well, that wraps up our segment for the potential QB chaos in Green Bay. So for our viewers, if you have any other interesting takes, where landing spots for Aaron Rodgers, or if Aaron Rodgers is going to stay, or just anything on this topic, just feel free to post it below. Thanks for watching with us.
Bye.
Thanks, guys.